All right. Well, welcome everybody to our Start Your Business Strong call. My name is, if you haven't met me before, my name is Luke Grant. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus Company. And the reason for us having this call is just to give you the very basics that you need to get your business off to a strong start. Maybe you just became a distributor. Maybe you've been a distributor for a while and feel that you want to give your business some more juice. But whether you're just getting started or whether you're getting re-engaged, welcome to the call. And we have this call once a month. It is being recorded, so you will be able to, watch this again, listen to it again. I would encourage you that if this is the first time you're hearing it, to listen to this over and over and over, because what we're going to cover isn't complicated. Business at its core, not just the Juice Plus business, is very, very basic. But it's about doing those basics better than anybody else and doing them consistently. Why most people don't have what they want out of life isn't because they don't have the tools. It isn't because they don't have the X factor. It's because they don't do consistently what successful people do. So though at times you go, but this seems so basic. Basic is what wins the game. It's what wins sports. In the NBA, people don't shoot the ball differently. Like Kobe Bryant doesn't shoot the ball differently than every other basketball player in the NBA. It's just he shoots it more efficiently because he shot more shots. He's taken more shots, he's practiced more, he's done it more. And that's all business is, not just the Juice Plus business at its core. It's just adding value to people more than anybody else and taking care of those people. So as we get into this call, I've just got 9 things we're going to run through. And so number 1, you guys, is get clear. If you're on this call and you're not clear for 2 things, there's 2 points you got to get clear on. And write these down. If you don't have a pen and paper, get one. If you're listening to this as a recording and you say, I've heard it before, write it down again. The one thing that I've learned from one of my greatest mentors, Tony Robbins, who he learned from his mentor, Jim Rohn, is you take notes every time as if you were going to teach something. And if this is a teaching business, first somebody shares it with us, they teach us how to do it, then we teach somebody else how to do it, they teach somebody else. That's how you build a large organization, not just in the Juice Plus opportunity, in business in general, is duplication. But you got to learn things and then be able to teach them to other people. So make sure you have a pen and paper and you're taking notes. Make sure you're seated up and you're active. Make sure you're standing up. If you're comfortable, lean back in a chair, falling asleep, listening to me speak, that will not grow your business. How you show up in anything is how you show up in everything. So make sure that if this is your first time on the call, your second time on the call, if you're listening to this recording for the 10th time, take notes like it's your first time so you get these simple basics driven into your nervous system. If you learn passively, you don't retain the majority of what you learn. You've got to be active. If you're in a classroom of children, and it doesn't matter, like my daughter just turned 14. She's in the 8th grade. So today I drop her off at school. Some of the kids are going to be slouched back in their chair, not paying attention, being very passive. Some kids are going to be seated upright, taking notes, listening, sitting at the front of the class. Which ones do you think get better grades? Which ones do you think comprehend more and take more on board of what they're learning every day? The active ones. Passive learning doesn't work, right? Everybody says, those are the people that say knowledge is power. Oh, I heard that once before. Did you apply it? We don't get paid to be on this call. We get paid for what you do when you get off this call. The call is definitely necessary because you want to know the basics, but we only get paid when we get off the call, okay? So realize that. Sit up, actively take notes, like you're going to go teach this to your team next, okay? So get clear. Where are you right now? That's the first spot. Where are you? And get crystal clear. Don't go, oh, I'm doing all right, I'm good. Where are you financially? Where are you physically? Where are you in health? Where are you in energy? Where are you when it comes to everything right now? Rank yourself. Think of the areas of your life, 1 through 10. 1 being you're completely pissed off, completely unsatisfied. 10 being I'm so freaking happy I can't stop smiling, okay? So 1 through 10 in every area you can think of. Get clear. And then 2 is you need to know where you're going. You need to be able to be point A is where are you now? Specifically, precisely, where are you at now? And then B is where would you like to be? Where do you want to be? What do you want this to do for you? You know, what do you really want? And then change your state and go, what do I really want? And you got to get clear on where you are now, that A, and B, where you want to go. Why most people don't have what they want, not just in this business and life, is they never got clear. Number one, they've never been honest with themselves where they're at. If you're not where you want to be, get clear on that. If you are where you want to be, get clear on that. But if you want more, get clear on that as well. Get crystal clear. The more specific you are of where you are and where you want to be, you'll get there quicker. Prime example is, the metaphor I'll use is a trip. If I said, hey, great, I'm going to take anybody that meets me today to, well, not the Bahamas, it just got destroyed by the hurricane too. I'm going to take anybody that wants to meet me today to Fiji. Great, you need to meet me in 3 hours. Nobody knows where I am, right? In order for you to go somewhere on a plane, you need to know not, oh, I'm in Florida. No, you need to know exactly what city in Florida, what airport in that city, because some cities have airports. Once you get to the airport, you need to know what terminal. Once you know what terminal, you need to know what gate. Once you know what gate, you need to know what zone of the plane you're on. Then once you know what zone, you need to know what seat you're sitting on. Then you need to know exactly what time that plane is taking off and boarding. And do you see how it's not enough to just know the airport? And that's what you got to do. You got to get that clear. Most of you know the airport of where you're at or the city where you're at, but you haven't found your specific seat and the exact time for takeoff. You got to get crystal clear where you are, and then you got to get that clear on where you want to go. Not, I want to hit this position. It's, I want to hit this position because I'll be at this level of income. I'll be able to do this for my family. I'll be experiencing this. It'll lower my stress in this. I will have to grow in this area, this area, and this area. The more crystal clear you get on where you are and where you want to go, that's the key determining factor that where you want to be in 10 years, 5 years, a year from now, 6 months from now. You need to get clear on that. The reason most people don't get to where they want to go, they never specified it. They never got clear on it. They said, oh, I want this, but they never made it clear. They never wrote it down. The key is you need to write it down. So get clear right away. That's step number one. Where do you want to be? And we're going to talk about the follow-up 4 a lot. So write these down. But after you think you're clear, follow up for yourself. Follow up for yourself, because this business is about, it made sense to us, right? So we experience it and then we share the product with others. And then the business is we experience it and we want to share it with others. But so we need to do it to ourselves first. Does that make sense? So your follow-up 4, ask yourself these before you ask them to anybody else. What was it that interested you? What was it? What was it that interested you in the product? And then obviously you're in the business now. What was it that interested you in the business? Get clear, write that down. Number 2, what could this do for you? I'll say that again. Number 2, what could this do for you? If you really applied all your talents, what could this do for you? If you were really hungry, if you tore up the list of excuses, if you got rid of your bullshit story, what could this really do for you? Ask yourself that and write it down. Number 3, it's very simple. We always hear, oh, the why is the most important thing or whatever, but I like asking a different way. Why is that important to you? If this could really do those things for you that you just wrote down, why is that important to you? Why would that matter to you? What would that do for you, your family, those you love? Who would you have to become to do that? How much would you grow over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months? Why is that important to you? And then I would tell yourself, tell me more about that. 3 simple words, 4 simple words. Tell me more about that. 5. Tell me more about that. It's a sentence that you need to get good at asking your team. It's a sentence, but it's really a question. So when they answer a question, you know, when you go, what could this really do for you? Oh, a lot. You don't go, okay. You go, tell me more about that. After each of these questions, you can use it multiple times. Just try it on a friend today. When you ask them any question, say, tell me more about that. And then let them run out of air. And then say, tell me more about that. Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more about that. And actually listen to understand, not listen to respond. When you ask somebody, why is that important to you? Don't take the surface answer. That's where our world is. That's why people are so attracted to authentic and leader-driven people that are truly serving from the right place, because it's so rare. Everybody's gotten on social media and it's so surface level. There's no depth to relationships. Be that friend that goes deep with the people around you, deep with the strangers around you, because people are looking for it. When they tell you why this is important to them, tell them, tell me more about that. And then when they're done speaking, say, tell me more about that. And every time you say it, turn your ears on more and your mind down. And just listen to really understand where they're at and what they want. And then after you do that three to five times, usually they'll be in tears of why that's important to them. Because a why that makes you cry is the real why. That's what's really going to drive you. That's where motivation comes from, is within. It's what you desire, what you want, but most importantly, why you want it, what it will do for you, what it'll change for you. And then the fourth question of the follow-up four is, what else do you need to know before making a really exciting decision to fully commit yourself to this opportunity like you decided to in the beginning? Or if you're talking to a customer, it'll be, you know, before you make a really exciting decision to take control of your health. If you're talking to somebody joining your business, what else do you really need to know before making a really exciting decision to say yes to this amazing opportunity and join our team? But the most important part of four is the first part. What else do you need to know before making a really exciting decision to come join our team, to come join our movement, to come make a difference with us? But every word in there matters. So number one in review, get clear from A, where are you, to B, where do you want to be? Crystal clear. And follow up for yourself first, so you know the impact you can have with those four simple questions on every customer, every potential, and every team member you ever talk to. Number two, get plugged in and stay plugged in. Kudos to you. If you're on this call live, or if you're listening to a recording after the fact, you're taking the time to plug in. Because this business is no different than a lamp. If a lamp's not plugged in, the light can't turn on. And in your business, you're going to have people, some of you right now are plugged in, but the light hasn't really flipped for you yet. That's okay. Don't make yourself wrong. Don't feel bad if you're not really driven by this right now. But you never know when your lights when you're going to hear that one story, when you're going to have a change in life, go through a divorce, lose a job, something happen, or you have something come up that you can't afford and you want to make it work more. It becomes a greater why. You never know when that's going to happen. But if you stay plugged in, you'll have the opportunity when you need it. So the key is to stay plugged in so your light can always turn on when it needs to. But if you don't stay plugged in, the light won't turn on. If you don't hear the story, if you don't go to the event, if you don't get on the call, you don't know what's going to finally click for you. A lot of people forget. I just saw Olivia Measures did a post the other day that Lauren reposted. And I know this story because I know my wife. A lot of people think, oh, she just became successful in Juice Plus. No, she struggled for a year. She had 100 pounds a month coming in for a year, but she kept going. She stayed plugged in. John said, just come, one more event, one more event, one more event. And she kept plugging in. Boom. She went to an event and it changed it all. It doesn't mean she didn't want it the first 12 months. It just didn't click. So you got to stay plugged in. John, for 3 years, was a sales coordinator. People forget about this. Lauren's business was a strong NMD. Then after 5 years, it exploded to a whole new level. Why? She stayed plugged in. Okay, me, I was a senior sales coordinator, not hungry for much more. But because I stayed plugged in, kept going on the calls, kept going to the conferences, something finally clicked and boom, in 3 months, 10 MD. But you got to stay plugged in. I can't emphasize that enough. Your light can't shine if it's not plugged into the socket. And the way we plug in is very simple. There's 3 main ways. Number 1, you're on the virtual event every week. You're on a virtual event every week. And some people go, well, I don't have a virtual event. Create one. I don't know what to say. Figure it out if you really want freedom. So a virtual event weekly. And then this one, I've made my team mandatory for the people that are hungry or want my time now. You have to do a live event every week. Katie and I are just starting a team in Sarasota here. I leave again Tuesday for San Diego. I'm home for 2 days, and then I'm off to Fiji till the 10th. We're having a baby on the 20th of November. So what's your excuses? You know, Lauren built an NMD business while raising 3 kids on her own, traveling the world with Tony Robbins, authoring a few books, and living life as a crazy mama, and she always found time. That's why she has the business she has, right? So we're even trying to have 2 events before I leave on Tuesday in Sarasota. We don't care. They're not even scheduled yet, but we're going to have one this week, and we're going to have one next Monday or Tuesday before I leave as well. Because live events, that's what builds your business. How many of you put your hand in front of the screen if you believe the only way to build is social media nowadays? Social media will create interest. It will get people asking questions, but will get people lit on fire. And what will keep people excited in your team, in your business, making a difference is the culture of live events. Everybody kept studying the UK, but if you look at the basics of it, they created awareness on social media, but they threw kick-ass live events where people shared what? Their stories, what the product did for them, what the business did for them, simply and powerfully done in 45 minutes. And then they got excited and had fun dreaming. They would have drinks, they would talk, they would hear each other's story, they'd motivate each other, plan together, work together. And if you look at any time your business is on fire, you're on more virtual events and you're having more live events. So the virtual event every week, the live event every week. And then number 3 is the third way to plug in: message, voice note, call, and FaceTime. Any of those are all the above. But whatever your means of communication is, everybody's different. Some people like to message more. I like to talk live more or voice note. But whether you want to message, voice note, call, or FaceTime people, stay connected with your uplines, sidelines, or downlines. And the side note I put by that is not just your upline, not just sidelines. Why I say all 3, most companies, innovation comes from below you, not above you. How many of you realize, like people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, they didn't say we hire smart people to tell them what to do. They hire smart people to let them do their job. And most times we're trying to tell distributors how to do it. And the one thing I'm trying to do on this call is say, hey, it doesn't matter how you do it, just follow the concept. Take the concept and run. But find not just any upline, sideline, or downline. Find 3 that you can stay connected with on pretty much a daily basis, because how long does it take to send a voice note? Ask somebody how their day's going, what they're up to, what's working, what's not. But 3 that juice you. Number 1, they juice you. Somebody that lights you up. Why talk to somebody that dims your fire? Talk to somebody that juices you. And number 2, they hold you accountable. They're not going to listen to your bullshit. They're going to call you on it. Oh, it's not working. They'd hang up on you. That'd be the right person for you to talk to. Because it works if we work. Every month my business hasn't grown, I didn't do anything. Every month it's grown, I've done something. Right? If you work, it works, but you must work. So find 3 people that are going to juice you and be real with you, hold you accountable that you're going to do what you set out to do. Okay? Number 3, make your list. And I'm not saying the hyperbole of make your list to just go, oh, write down 10 people, we'll go contact them. This is a different way of making your list. Make a list so you realize there's an abundance of people and you're not going to run out. So you don't get your feelings hurt and hide under your desk because 10 people told you no. Because the 5 relatives you got excited to tell about this said no. Because most often when people get started in this, They think about the 3 to 5 easiest people to get started. They judge it that it must be for them because it made sense to them. I want you to make your list of every group you've been a part of. Everybody in that group. Who'd you go to preschool with? Who'd you go to elementary, high school, college? Who did you play sports with? Who did you do activities with? Who did you do community events with? Who did you do fundraisers with? Who's your family, your extended family? Who's been your best friends? Who's been your best friends' best friends? Think of everybody you can and put it on paper so you just realize you have hundreds of people, thousands of people to talk to, not a handful. So you're making the list not to sit there and go, oh, I got to contact this person, that person. It's so that anytime you think you're out of talking to people, you have a list. Anytime you think of new people, you add them to the list. Anytime you're out to eat, you share it with somebody, add them to the list. So that list, so anytime you get caught, which I hear people say all the time, like, oh, I got nobody to talk to. I've talked to everyone. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. Until you've talked to all of them, you can't say you've talked to everybody. We ship everywhere in the world now, I think, except for probably places like North Korea and things like that. But any sane place in the world you'd want to get a customer, we ship to now. So there's no excuse. Find a way to talk to people. But you got to build that list so your mind, as you start this opportunity, is in abundance. So you realize, wow, I've got so many people I can share this with. So when those 5 people aren't interested, I'm going to share with these 5. And when they're not interested, I'm going to share with these 5. And I'm going to share it with them. I'm never going to, write this down, I'm never going to try and educate or convince. Some people go, well, they need to know something about it. Good. Get them to the event. The event is to educate them. The event is to answer their questions, not you. Your job is to share it with them and invite them to the event. The more they know, the slower they will go. That goes for you too. How many of you know a really smart person that doesn't do shit? Think of the people that changed the world. They didn't have multiple degrees. They didn't even have one. How many degrees total combined does Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Tony Robbins, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, how many degrees do all these people have, and what are their degrees in? Execution, action. That's what their degree is. They get shit done. They go do it. So don't get caught in thinking, oh, I got to convince or educate people. Share it with them, invite them to the event, okay? Number 4, how do you share it with them effectively? Develop and master your story. Write that down. Number 4, develop and master your story. Here, there's 4 parts to your story. Before Juice Plus. Relate. Come from an inferior position with people. Before Juice Plus, what was life like? And you do one for the business and one for your product as well. For Juice Plus, number 2, what was it that made sense? 3, since Juice Plus, what have you noticed? And number 4, what are you excited about? Excitement is what will light people up. Think about it. When you go to somebody, you go, oh my gosh, I went and ate at this place. It was amazing. Like, this is the best steak on the planet Earth. They're going to go eat at that place. They're asking you the name of the restaurant before you finish the story. But if you go, oh, I'm doing this, I went to this place and oh my gosh, yeah, the steak was great. That's a whole different restaurant. So it's before Juice Plus, what made sense, since Juice Plus, and what you're excited about. The most important part to that story is you share the first 3 because those make logical sense to them. But what will get you better results than anything else is excitement and passion. Passion, excitement, and certainty. PEC. Anything you do, if you can't apply PEC to it, passion, excitement, and certainty, you should quit doing it because you will do a horse shit job of it. If you are not passionate, excited, and certain about something, just go to the last 3 things in your life that fell apart, and I'll guarantee you missed passion, excitement, and certainty. It doesn't matter whether it's a relationship, a job, a hobby, whatever. If you are not passionate, excited, and certain about something, you are going to suck at it long term. But anybody can develop those 3 things. So you want to do that to your story, and people go, how do I know if my story is good? Here's what I would tell you. Record yourself. Record yourself, video, so you can see what your face is doing, so you can express yourself, so you can see how it's interacting with people. What if I sat back here, I sat still the whole time, I looked like this, and I was like, I hope you guys do this. No, it's because I pay attention to what is my face doing. You have 80 muscles in your face? Try using a few of those. Use your hands, use your gestures, use your physiology when you share your story with people so that they feel you. It's not what you say, it's how you feel about what you say. You don't remember what people said, you remember how they made you feel. So when you share your story, you got to be aware of how you're sharing your story. How does it make you feel? And why I say record yourself, then kanai it. Constant, never-ending, improve it. Okay? Meaning you record yours, you listen to it, you go, did that excite me? Oh, let's do this and this better. Do it again. And record it and kanai it. Record it and kanai it. Record it and kanai it. And why I said not just develop your story, develop and master your story takes repetition. You got to do it over and over and over again. And would you rather record it and critique yourself or be in your head when you're out talking to people going, oh, I hope I tell this right. But if you've already told it to yourself 1,000 times, you've recorded it, watched it, recorded it, watched it, you already know your story and it lights your fire. Then you know you've mastered your story. When you can tell it, when you can watch yourself and you go, holy shit, sign me up again, that's good. Then you know you've told yourself enough. But your story will evolve over time. So you want to tell your story over and over and over and over again. And that's where most people mess up. They try and tell their story to the first 10 people they talk to instead of develop their story first. Think of how long this will take. Some people go, that's a lot of work. Well, I'm just going to tell you, if you're in this business to not work and get rich, hang up your fucking computer now, please. You're in the wrong business. I'm going to speak the truth to you. There is no easy way to success. Think of the top 3 people that you think are successful in the world. Do you think they said, let me find the easiest way to get there? No. They said, tell me what to do, and went and did it. So you need to develop and master your story, record yourself and critique it 10 times and prove it. And what if you spent 3 hours your first night that you got started in this business focusing story, 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 story. Takes you 1 minute to say it. It shouldn't be longer than that. And then you record it, you record it, you could probably do that 10 times an hour. If you did that 30 times in 3 hours, how much different would your first conversation with the first person you were going to share be? How different would your conversation be with the people that already said no? If you went and told them your story in that new way, that animated way, that excited way, where you're passionate, excited, and certain, and you were aware of what was going on in your face. Instead of just telling people, oh, in a bad state, wondering what they're going to say. Okay, so develop and master that. And then as you master that, you want to get good at sharing just bits and parts of your story that relate to people. Okay, you want to be able to share just a bit here and a bit there and a bit there, because you don't want to overwhelm people. You want to share with them just the part that relates to them, not what relates to you. You want to make it about them. So as you develop your story, you'll be really good about, as you say it more and more and connect more and more, you'll be able to share just the start of it, just the finish of it, just the end of it. So you'll be able to tell it in 10 seconds, part of your story. Because the less you say, the more somebody listens. The less you say, the more somebody listens. The goal isn't to tell them everything at once, which we naturally want to do. The goal is to say just enough that they ask what? A question. Because when you speak something and they ask a question, now we got communication. Now we know they're absorbing and interested in what we're talking about. Okay? And then you also want to do feel, felt, found. You want to be able to feel, felt, found people with your story. Hey, I can appreciate how you feel. I felt much of the same way. But once I took the product after my first month, I found, wow, what was I skeptical about? I feel amazing. You know, feel, felt, found, and you can use parts of your story in there because people want to go, I feel understood. It's okay to feel this way. And there's also a better way. You want to go from inferior to equal to superior. Feel, felt, found. Cheryl's been doing this for decades. This is not a new technique, but if you're good at your story, you'll be able to do it quicker and better with less words so people ask questions. And then as we develop and master our story, be aware of one thing. What is your self story? What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? What are you telling yourself about the product? What are you telling yourself about your energy? What are you telling yourself about your health? What are you telling yourself about your business, your financial situation, whatever you want to be? What are you telling yourself? Because you want to be aware of that story, because if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. If you believe it's going to work, it's going to work. If you believe it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So you need to be aware of what are you telling yourself daily, because you need to influence yourself first. The first level of leadership is being able to influence who? Yourself. And when you influence yourself, you gain respect and eventually start influencing others. So when you can share, hey, I don't know, I just got started, but I'm really excited about it. Well, tell me more. I'd love to, but I really don't know much. Get on the event with me. They're launching my business Wednesday night. Would you get on the call just to support me so I don't look stupid and have nobody on? And then if they get it, great. If they don't, great. But how much time did that take? That won't stress you out. That's an easy part-time way to share this business. You invite to the event, let the event share the opportunity, educate the person, and then you follow up for the people. It's that simple. So you want to influence yourself first before you move on to other people. So number 5, 1 to 3 quality conversations a day. You need to have 1 to 3 quality conversations a day. It's all dependent upon how big you want your business to grow. If you don't really want a business, don't talk to anybody. But if you say you really want the business, you will talk to more people. Now, some people go 10 a day, 5 a day. You guys, it's bullshit. If you talk to 3 people a day, that's 100 people a month. If you suck at this, you're going to get 10 people a month. Just having 3 conversations. That doesn't mean message 3 people. That doesn't mean phone up 3 people. That means have back and forth quality communication with 1 to 3 people. Because even if you only do 1 a day, it isn't how many a day, it's how many days in a row you do it. But if you talk to 1 person a day, that's 30 people a month. In order to talk to 1 person a day, you're probably reaching out to 10 to 15 people. Who knows? Might be less, might be more. But you need to reach out to as many as you need to reach out to where there's back and forth communication and interest in what you have to share. And you don't share the information. You share the link to the virtual event or the address and time of the live event. Your job is to bring the people. The event's job is to bring the education and the information. The more you say, the less they're going to listen. Your friends would rather hear it. You're their friend. The people they don't know are more of a position of authority than you. And it might not be your story, it might be somebody else's, but if you tell them too much, they might think, I get it, I don't need that. That's the detriment of you trying to tell them all about it. Let the event do the work. That's what everybody successful, all the way back to Jeff and Cheryl, have done in this business. They recruited the event, let the event share the information, the stories, and the education. Okay? So 1 to 3 quality conversations a day. How you have those? We're all different. Some might do it on social media. Some might instant message. Some might voice note people back and forth. You might do it over the phone. You might do it through FaceTime. You might do it live and in person. But just have at least 1 quality conversation a day. And if you want to crush your business, smash it 3 a day. Because like Jim Rohn said, as you get better, you get 3 out of 10. If you talk to 3 people a day, that's 90 people a month. If you get 3 out of 10, is there anybody on the call that'd be dissatisfied with 27 new customers or distributors in your business each month? But most of you are talking and trying to educate the same 10 people you talked to last month. And then it's tough to get them on the event because you already told them everything. Hear my friend's story. I already heard your story. Why do I need to hear your friend's story? Because you broke down the system. Because you thought, I'll just tell them everything. They'll eventually get it. That's like trying to push a parked car saying it's eventually going to move. They close down the more you tell them. They open up the less you tell them and the more you invite them. If you have a party every week, it's not even Juice Plus, you have a party, and you go, hey, come to my party. Oh, I can't. All right, that's cool. And then you go, hey, next week, hey, come to my party. Oh, I can't this week. I'd love to come, but I can't. All right, that's cool. And all of a sudden they hear from somebody else that you're throwing kick-ass parties every week. 6 weeks later, they go, hey, are you having a party this week? Oh, that's all right. You probably won't make it anyways. Well, can I come? Sure, come along. That's the way you got to treat this business. You got to act like you don't need them, because guess what? You don't. You don't need them. You go share it with somebody else. You can't, if somebody's full, you can't make them hungry. You're looking for hungry people. That's the number one thing you're looking for. Somebody that goes, oh, wow, I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm fat and I'd like to be skinny. You know what? My skin isn't healthy. I would like it to get healthy. I'd like healthier hair, skin, and nails. I would like more energy. I would like more health. Help me. You're looking for those people. You're not trying to dive into a pool and pull somebody off the bottom hanging onto a brick. So just talk to 1 to 3 people a day. And here's what you do when you talk to them. Number 1, ask questions. And when you ask questions, you're trying to do this. This is from Keith Cunningham. It's so simple. Find out what they want by asking questions. What do you really want? How's life going? What are you looking to do this year? What would you like to do by next year? Find out about them. Make it about them, not this thing that you have. They don't give a shit what's going on in your life, regardless of what they tell you. Think about it. What are you worried about every day? Who you are, and where you want to be. Ultimately, that's what you're worried about on a daily basis. So you got to talk to people. Find out what they want. Then the second thing, go and get it. Go and get what they want. And number 3, give it to them. So ask them questions. Find out what's their pain. Finances, health, being a part of something, being excited, motivation, inspiration. And go and get the part of this business, this opportunity, this product that connects them. And then give them that part, not the whole thing. That'd be like taking, somebody goes, would you like a piece of pie? You grab the whole pie and you shove it in their face. No, you cut them a small piece. And then they don't eat it in one bite. They take one bite at a time. But we're trying to force feed people whole pies right away. So find out what they want, go and get it, and just give them that piece of the business. Just give them that piece of the product. Invite them to an event. Let me say that again. Invite them to an event. Follow up and continue to invite. And some people go, well, Luke, what do you mean by number 4, follow up and continue to invite? This is the part that your friends will never hate you for. What they hate you for is when you give them a 10-minute synopsis on why they need to do what you're doing, why they need to take what you're taking. That's where you push friends and family away. You don't push them away going, hey, I'm doing this new thing. When are you going to support me? When are you going to get on the event? Just, hey, I'll quit bothering you when you just get on an event, pay attention, and hear what I'm so excited about. And if it's for you, great. If it's not, that's cool too. But you continue to follow up and invite until what? There's 2 options. Well, 3 actually. They die, you die, or they get on the event. That's simple. Somebody asked me, well, Luke, when are you going to quit inviting me to the event? Well, when you get on the event. Well, when will you stop if I don't get on the event? Well, I die, you die, or you get on the event. But chances are you're not taking what I'm taking, so you'll probably die first. So how long do you think you're planning on living? I just need to know because I'll put it in a reoccurring till that date. And when you show up like that, you have fun with them, do you think they're going to go, holy shit, he is not going to stop till I check this out? Lauren got me following up 17 times. How many of you have followed up 17 times with somebody effectively? What Lauren did was effective. She never tried to convince me. She just goes, Luke, hey, I know you get business, and once you take a strong look at the business, I will quit bothering you. Until then, I'm going to keep going until you take a good look. That's what you want to do to people. Follow up and continue to invite. Number 5, they attend the event. Number 6, you do the follow-up 4. You ask them those 4 simple questions we talked about earlier. And then number 7, you do a 3-way call. If they're unsure, you do a 3-way call. If they're excited to get started, you do a three-way call. But after you do the follow-up 4, you do a three-way call. If you're nervous about the follow-up 4, you do a three-way call with somebody that's confident about the follow-up 4. And you do it. But you got to read the questions. You got to rewrite the questions so you can think of them on top of your head, so you're not like reading through a script. This all, name one athlete that got better without what? Practice. Do professional baseball players still do batting practice before every game? Yes, that's why they're professionals. If you want to be an amateur and struggle, don't practice. But if you want to be a professional, practice is not an option, it is a requirement. Name one thing in life that you got better at without practice. How many of you are parents? Was it easy when you started as a parent? No, but every day you got better. Every day it got easier. You adjust. You practice, it makes it easier. That's why we practice. It's much easier to put the work on the front end than the back end. Okay? Number 6, after they get started. If they don't get started, write down this word. I didn't put it in as a step. If they don't get started at that point, say, great, hey, if you ever do want to get started, if you know of anybody, send them my way, but know I'm always here. And then to yourself, you just go, next. The more you try to convince somebody, the less likely they are to do it. Hey, you want to go to the party? Okay, great. All right, see you later. Well, hey, don't you want me to come? I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have invited you, you dumbass. But I'm not going to beg you to come out and have a beer with me. That's the way you need to look at inviting to your event. You got to invite them, but not act like you're going to cripple and die if they don't do it. Most times when people get started, we have this need to go, oh my gosh, if they're not excited, I'm going to lose my energy. Well, hey, I'm going to get rich and healthy with or without you. I just thought it'd be more fun with you. Let me know if you ever are interested. Well, hey, I thought you wanted me. Yes, I am. But I don't know if you caught on or not. This is a great opportunity. I'm not going to beg you. I'm going to go look for some hungry people that want more in life, that want to make more money, that would like to make a bigger impact, that would like to help some people, that would like to get healthy. Well, I want those things. Obviously not, or you'd be in. So have fun with it. So number 6, when they get started, you have a 90-day game plan call with your upline or a sideline, whoever can do a 90-day game plan effectively, and pick a person that can relate well to your new team member. In that call, the first thing you do in that 90-day game plan call is the follow-up 4. And some people go, Luke, but if I have to ask myself the follow-up 4, if every person I run into I ask the follow-up 4, if every person that attends the event I do the follow-up 4, and then we're going to do the game plan and the follow-up 4 again? Yes! They go, won't they get sick of it? No. Let me ask you again really quickly. What was it that interested you? Tell me more about that. What could something like this really do for you? Tell me more about that. Why would that be really important to you? Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Well, what else do you really need to know to draw a line in the sand, step over the line, move forward, move towards your goals, and never look back? Make a really exciting decision to come join our team, to come join this mission, to go help people, to go change the world, to create more in health, to create more in wealth. What else would you need to know? Because I want to make sure I get you absolutely everything you need to go take action, make a difference, and step up in your life. When would you ever get sick of those 4 questions? Or maybe if people ask those 4 questions more often themselves, they would take more action themselves. So it isn't about doing new stuff with your team. It's about doing the same simple steps over and over and over again. Okay? So you're going to do the 90-day game plan where you go through those 4 calls or those 4 follow-up questions, and then get clear on where are you now, where do you want to go, and then help them develop a realistic plan to get there. Meaning, like, they say, hey, I want to make $500 a month. Great. We have people do that in their first 8 days, first 10 days. How quick would you like the 500? Would you like it in a week? Would you like it in 2 months? Because we can get you to VF in the next week if you want, or we can do it over the next 60 days. Which one seems to interest you most? And that's what you cover with them. And then number 7 is, back to number 6. lay out the realistic map. And then so we do the follow-up 4, get clear, A to B, lay out a realistic map and time. And then number 4 of the 90-day game plan call is you need to let them know how much you care and that you care when they care, that you're here to help them, but they need to grow their business. They need to do the work. They do the work, you help and guide. You don't do the work for them. You don't do it if they don't do it. They need to go to work, and then you're there for them, that you care more, that you will do anything to help them if they're truly hungry. Okay? And how do you know if they're hungry? They're getting 3 to 5 customers a month or more. If you're not getting 3 to 5 customers a month or more, you're just not hungry. Because you're just not talking to enough people. And that's not the work if you follow these simple steps. So number 7 is how to, after you do the 90 game plan call, how do you manage your business? This is where a lot of people, they get to VF, they get to SC, and they go, what do I do? And then I'm going to go back and show you how to quickly fast track to SC to wrap up the call here. So we're going to be done in less than 10 minutes. This should be about a 50-minute call each month. Okay, and if you don't have 50 minutes, well, I suggest you really pay attention to your business because you need to get more time. And because money isn't the thing you're after time and experience with those you love. So if you don't have 50 minutes, you need to listen to this audio more often. You need to get on the call more often. And in between those calls, you need to be taking action, okay? So number 7 is you look at your 3 to 5 report. In your office, you click on your month overview, and in there it says your 3 to 5 report. If you don't have anybody on a 3 to 5 report, if you just started, you're looking for your first team member. And then once you have your first team member, you're looking for team members that get 3 to 5 customers every month. And if they're not getting 3 to 5 customers every month, that's great. Love on them. Tell them to get on the virtual event. Tell them to have a live event. And tell them to get on your team calls. That's awesome. But me, I only do team calls after an event because there's no point in having a team training if they didn't get on the event. So I only do training following the event for 20 minutes because your number 1 training tool is the event. I don't know if you guys picked that up. Like, we don't get paid to learn. We get paid to get people on the event, follow up, care enough to continue to follow up until they get started. So you want to look at that 3 to 5 report, and you want to connect with those people on a regular basis, weekly, even daily. For the people showing up in your 3 to 5 report, you want to connect with your top leader in addition to the 3 to 5 report. If you've just started, your top leader. If you only got 1 leader, that 1 person, you connect with them daily. As you're building more, your top 5, 10, 15, or 20 people, if you have a larger business. Okay? If you're an NMD, maybe you have a top 20, but you connect with them on a regular basis. And when you connect with these people that are getting on your 3 to 5 report, or they're one of your top producers, you connect with them. Number 1, just connect with them. Let them know you're real, care about them. 2, praise and recognize them. Don't get into business right away. If they're on your 3 to 5 report, praise and recognize them. Congratulations. So proud of you. You're doing the work. So many people say what they're going to do. You're one of the few that actually do. Congratulations. I so appreciate your effort you're putting in. And then, so tell me, obviously something's working for you. What's working well? And let them teach you. They're getting 3 to 5 a month. You might learn something new. Say, what's working well? What are you doing? Tell me your secret. I'm always up for learning, and from what I find, I learn more from my new people than I ever learned from my old people or my upline. I always love to hear what people that are doing that are actually successful and getting 3 to 5 customers or more a month. And then, thank them and appreciate them again. I just want to thank you. Like, you juice me, because the one thing I know is producers like producers. That action loves action. Wouldn't you guys agree? Think about that. Are you attracted to people with energy that take action? Yes. That's why you need to call the producers in your team and manage the non-producers by group. It doesn't mean they don't matter. It just means if you're running an organization, if you really want to build a business, how many of you would really like to build a solid business? Then you need to work with the people that show up, not say they're going to. You need to show up with the people. Numbers don't lie. People do. If you're going through the numbers, you will have the numbers in the report. So you need to think and appreciate them. and go, you juice me every month. I love it because in my business, I only work with the producers that I'm always on the phone to you. So that says a lot about you. I love and appreciate you. And then, hey, what are your goals for this month? What are you looking to accomplish this month? Awesome. And then the last thing is, how would you like me to support you in helping you do that? What can I do for you? Do you need me to do a team call? Do you need me to do 3-ways? What do you need from me? How could I support you? Do you need me to create a video? What do you need from me? End the call by asking them what they need from you, not giving them instructions. And then number 8, what we're going to end with here is this is how simple this is. For you guys that are maybe just getting started here. Oh, took over my water. At least I'm drinking it. And what you want to do is, so here's you. You just got started. I don't know how Expo stays in business because these markers are brand new and some of them don't work. So here's you. If this is you, you just got started. Okay, here's you. You order your product. Okay, and when people say, what product do I order? It depends on what size business you want. Order the products you plan on sharing with other people, because people are going to see through if you don't really believe in something. But if you really want to help people, I would say minimum you're getting what I recommend. If somebody wants my time, they're on the Trio, they're on the new Omegas, and they're on a shake a day. If they're not doing those 3, they're not one of my hungry people, because people are in search of those 3 things on a massive scale. They're looking for a way to bridge the gap in their micronutrition, their macronutrition, and everybody needs essential fatty acids. So those 3 minimum. And then if they want, get a tower garden, great. Or if when they become a sales coordinator, get a tower garden. Or if they're passionate about gardening, get a tower garden. But I'm passionate about health, so I love sharing the products that people want on a daily basis. I don't want a bunch of questions about how to grow a tower garden and all that. I'm not passionate about that. Some people are, and they're very successful with it. So pick what you're passionate about, you want to share with others, and that's why I recommend the health stuff, because that's what I do. I recommend everybody needs the Trio. Everybody needs a shake a day. Everybody needs, essential fatty acids, and bars are a great snack as well. And then, like me, I just got a customer off an airplane because she goes, oh my gosh, I used to be on capsules like that. They now have gummies? Yep, here's my email. Will you send me your website so I can order some more of those? I was on them like 20 years ago. So I use the gummies all the time as a snack out in public. So I tell people to get the Trio, the shakes, the individual ones, so you can give people an individual shake to try. So they can go, wow, these taste amazing and they're simple. And then also the bars and gummies. But you order your product. And if all you do is you get 2 customers and you do this in your first 30 days, you're going to get a $100 HLP bonus, Healthy Living Plan bonus. And now you'll have an accountability group of a triad of accountability group for you to get healthy, because you won't be alone. Nobody wants to do anything alone. Most people go on diets and health plans with somebody else because you want support, right? You're helping yourself and them get better results. So if all you do is do this in your first 30 days, you're going to get a $100 Healthy Living Plan bonus. Your first check's going to be probably around $100 to $120 approximately. And you're going to get an additional 6% on your check. Who thinks that's cool? How many of you, if you just got started, could just go get 2 customers today? How many of you would just go reach out to 20 people to find 2? And you could get paid over $200, which will cover the cost of your shakes and your Trio for the month. But then, if you're hungry for a little bit more, I'm just going to erase this so we have more room. So that's simple. Go get 2 customers and make $200 or more. But then, here's you now. You've done that DD position, which we just talked about. And there's a fast way and a slow way. A slow way to get to the next level would be you go find 11 people that place Trio orders. Individually, you have to do it all yourself. But who's interested in the fast way? Who would like to do it quicker? Okay? The easy way, the simple way, I should say, nothing's ever easy. The simple way is to go find 3 people that what made sense to you made sense to them. And this person, they get 2 orders. So you find 3 people that are hungry, and they each get 2 customers, like you just did. And you go, hey, here's how I did it. You just tell them what you did, because you're leading by example. So each one of them orders their product. They each get 2 customers, and that's a total of 2,000 points. And that gets you a VF, which right now, normally it's a $250 bonus. Right now it's a $350 bonus. So you get $350. You get, I'm going to abbreviate, a conference ticket worth another $150. And depending on your volume, your first check's between maybe anywhere from $150, $200, or even $300 a month. And now you go to an additional, on top of retail sales profit, you're getting 14% commission in addition to retail sales profit. And that gets you to the virtual franchise level. And when you do all this within 60 days, you're going to make about $700 or $800 total, guys. Like, I have guys in my team that have done this in a week. How did they do it? They got really excited and they recruited for 2 events. They invited everybody they know. They didn't know anything. Let the event do the work and then follow up with people. It's all about sharing it with people, saying less to more people. Okay? So that's the VF level. And absolutely, here's the great part I love about this. Everybody can achieve this. Not everybody will decide to put in the work to be a national marketing director, but absolutely everybody can get to this level in 60 days. They're very generous. People do it in a week, or people do it in a month, or people do it in 2 months. The only difference is how quickly you want to go talk to people. Because all it is a total between you and your team of 11 trio orders is the volume for VF within a 60-day window. Okay? So now we're going to move on one more step, because this is the position that puts a comma in your paycheck. Here's you. And all you do is you help somebody do it, 2 people do it. You just did. You go help 2 people to VF and 1 to DD, where they got 2 orders. So 2 people get to that VF level that you just did. They collect their $350 bonus. And then 1 DD, 1 person that got the 2 orders. And when you do that, and you have a total volume, this is about 8,000, you're going to get, right now the SC bonus normally is 500, right now it's 1,000. Then when they get a bonus, you get the bonus. They get the bonus, and you get the bonus. They get the bonus, and you get the bonus. DD, they just get the bonus. But you're going to have $350 from your first VF, $350 from your second VF, and your commission check is going to be somewhere between 500 to 1,000, depending on your volume. Would you like to have that in the next 90 days? People can do this in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or the company gives you any 6-month window to go build yourself the virtual franchise, help 2 other people get the virtual franchise, and 1 direct distributor. So your job in wrapping it up is very simple. It's to just follow those first simple steps to just go do the work, guys. Like, don't be afraid to talk to people. If you follow the steps I just covered, this is a 1-hour call. Listen to it again if it didn't sink in. If you want to hear something again, take notes again. Take it like it was the first time. But it works if we work. Just go do the work. Just go talk to the people. And just like any business you get into, so many people go, oh, this is network marketing. It's a different business. No, it's not. It's business. And in business, if you want to succeed and own a business that really produces a strong profit every month, the great thing about this business is it was $50. $50, you got your own business. Don't take that lightly, because the great thing about this business is you don't have the asset and the overhead expense, and you can make profit day 1. Go get 2 customers and you're already profited, right? And then you go help somebody else do that. Now you're making profit and helping somebody build a better lifestyle. So you just need to ask yourself, who do I really know that could use some help and health? Who do I know that might be struggling financially and I don't know? And you just go share it with people. But don't share with them, oh, I got a financial opportunity. Oh, I got a business opportunity. Oh, I got a product for you. Hey, I'm doing something new. I'm excited about it. Would you just get on one of my events and, check it out? Tell me what you think. Would you just get on one of my events to support me? I just don't want to look stupid. I'm launching my business this Wednesday, And, I'd love to have your support. And it's okay. I'm not worried if you're excited about it. I'm not worried if it makes sense to you. It may not, it may. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. Would you just get on so you know what I'm up to and why I'm so excited? Awesome. And that's all you do. You just do the work of those simple steps. So that's it. Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. I hope it added some value for you. I hope it gave you the true basics of this business. And anybody that tries to complicate it beyond this, I don't know what they're trying to complicate. You guys, if you really break it down in any facet, you look at the pro athletes, they don't do things different. You don't need to create new things. You need to do those basics over and over and over and stick to the game plan day after day after day after day. The NBA basketball player still shoots free throws every single day. People go, oh, LeBron James was a phenom. No, he wasn't. He started shooting basketball when he was 5 years old. He had already been practicing for 15 years before people thought he was a phenom. And he did it every day. He didn't take days off. Michael Jordan wasn't born the best player ever. He failed as a sophomore in high school. And what did he do? He practiced more. That's how he got to be the best. So my question in closing to you is, what is your best? And what would you be willing to do to be your best? So just go to work, go do that, and let that drive you every day. Thank you guys so much for getting on the event. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I hope you found value in this. Thank you to Manon for recording it. And if you would get that link posted in the group so people could share this with their teams. And if you have any feedback for me, feel free to send it to me, and we'll try and connive this, and we'll have even a better call next month. But at least now you have this one to share with all your newbies this month. So if you're new to this business, welcome to the Juice Fest family. You